let's do a writing vlog today. I feel like I don't really do a lot of them, but today's the day. I recorded one like 2 days ago and I really didn't like it, so this is me re-recording it. This is my traditional writing wardrobes. I'm giving you guys the authentic writer look. This is how I look. I wear my Purchase sweatshirt because it's cozy. I always get 2XL in all of my sweatshirts because I really like to be swallowed in my clothing, especially my sweatshirts. I love oversized sweatshirts. They're comfy. So yeah, I woke up, I had my breakfast, which was some kind granola and milk. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. I had a delicious breakfast. The snack that I'm going to be munching on is apples and almond butter because it's so freaking good. The tea that I have is this Detox Digestive by Bonnie and Botanics. I drink a water with this Focus serum in it. It's from also Bonnie and Botanics. It was prescribed to me or recommended to me by my doctor. And yeah, let's get into writing. I'm going to be working on there are 4 projects that I'm working on right now. So I'm going to code word them so that you can follow along with me, okay? So NJ is the book that I have been writing for the past few years. So when I talk about I finished a book or did whatever, that's the book that I'm talking about. TNR is a new book idea that I just figured out, and now I'm working on that. And then we have the Miriam story. My best friend Miriam, who passed away a few years ago, Janae, last year. She passed away last year. I wanted to write a book to commemorate our friendship. I feel like commemorate is the right word. I don't think that is the right word. Whatever. To like, you know, show our friendship. And so I'm writing a book about our friendship, and because we both love Doctor Who, I'm going to try and make it like a Doctor Who-esque kind of book placed with us in high school, which I think will be really fun and really funny to write. I feel like this is a book that I can write through really quickly because it's my relationship that I'm really just vulnerably writing a book about. And then I have the the podcast that I thought up. So I have to like write a screenplay or like a transcript. I don't know. What do we call it when it's a podcast? Is it like can we still call it like a radio transcript or something? I feel like that works. But I'm doing that. But then I just realized that I also have not been working on my candles. So I think I'm gonna take like 30 minutes to just like organize like my stickers and stuff like that, just so that I make sure that I have like candles that I was supposed to give away that I was supposed to send out for the giveaway that I did last month, but I have not sent it out yet because I don't have everything that I need, like the stickers and the thank you notes and stuff like that, and because I want it to be cute and I want them to feel like they're important when I send them the candles, but I haven't gotten around to it. It's been a depressive time. Actually, I really don't even remember when February ended, if I'm honest. I feel like I was just kind of like floating in it. I swear to you, it was like the beginning of February and then next thing you know it was the end, and now somehow we're in March and I don't really get it. I feel like I closed my eyes and opened it and now we're here. So yeah, I'm going to try and get a little bit of that done, and then today I'm going to be writing NJ because I've been saying that I want to get up to part 2 for the last month and I haven't. I have to do a lot of like, let me turn the camera this way so you can see my desk so I can move closer to it. Yeah, so I got my book back by a beta reader. She told me that she said that I needed more conflict. And I was like, once she said that, I was like, oh, I can do this. And then I started reading Save the Cat Writes a Book. And then I realized that my book is, I feel like I've said this before. Anyways, I realized that my book is a dual point of view and not a multiple point of view. So I'm condensing that and then also trying to give more conflict to these two characters, because I've also introduced new characters to give them more conflict. And now I have to rework the book in order for everything to like fit and mesh and be beautifully, because it will. I just have to sit down and write it. I've written it all out. I scared my cat doing that. I've written it all out, but now I just have to write it all out. So yeah, follow me. We're doing a little bit of some candle work. Okay, let's go on Avery.com for labels. Let's go on to Canva where my logo is. Send it to my Hi, making a video today is turning out to be pretty chaotic. So in the middle of me working on my labels, I have to certify with my unemployment, because I get unemployment because COVID. And then it's like, it's running out, or today was the last day that I was supposed to do it. Like, it's the last day I was supposed to be getting unemployment, and then I have to refile a claim. But then Biden just signed that thing that made it so that we can keep getting unemployment until September. But like, is that gonna come? Do I have to keep certifying? Like, what are they doing? Because it's really confusing, because it's just like, all right, so everything on this app is saying that it's gonna end, but Biden just signed a thing that says that it's not. So like, what's the truth? What's the truth? So I spent like a hot minute panicking, researching, all while the toddler is screaming about absolutely nothing. And trying to understand it with my sister. So we're just gonna have to just wait until next week and see if we can certify and get the money, because other than that, there's no other way that I can make money. But if you guys are interested, I'm going to start a Patreon. I'm going to start a Patreon, and I am going to also obviously be selling candles very soon. Once I get these labels, I'm just going to send it out. And sorry, I'm like low-key panicked. Money, because not only do I need to eat every week and pay off my bills, but I was feeling bold for the first time since lockdown and decided that I was going to go on not one but 2 trips. I'm fully vaccinated, and if you know me, then you know that I am absolutely anxious when it comes to COVID. So I know that I'm doing this safely, and I'm not going abroad and like possibly contaminating someone else somewhere else. But I was like, finally I can enjoy myself, I can have a little bit of fun. And I dipped into my savings, so it was just like, I'm really just like frazzled. So I'm gonna set up my Patreon tonight, so that when this video is posted, that if you watch this video, if you want to like give like $5 a month, that would be nice. It would be nice, and I promise that I will give out so much content it'll feel like you have like a really time-worthy subscription. Okay, do we have a deal? Yeah, let's get back to work again. I feel so frazzled. Okay, I'm trying to calm down. Back to the writing content that we're all here for, okay? I brewed a little bit more of my detox digestive. It actually tastes really good, and so far I don't think it's doing anything to my body for like Detoxing. But also, how do you even know? How do you find that out? My apples are browning because I left them out for a really long time as I was panicking. This is the book. I already showed you guys in another video, but I really like it. Riot Garden, their artwork for these characters is really nice. I know it's not focused, but it's really, really good. And yeah, let's get into it. Do you guys want me to talk you through this chapter? Oh, I'm gonna save that for Patreon. If you subscribe to my Patreon, I will insert this clip where I talk to you guys about my content, what I'm working on, okay? If you subscribe to my Patreon and, you know, subscribe to the one that tells you about my writing process and stuff like that, you'll see it. Is that juicy enough for you? Would you subscribe to my Patreon? Is that juicy? Is that saucy? I started to, like, because of TikTok, and I unfortunately said this to my doctor, which is why it's becoming like a non-credible source, but I was just like, TikTok has made me low-key believe that I may have ADHD. Which would make sense. Would totally make sense. I feel like if you like listen to my content, I'd be jumping all over the place, and I have never been able to focus even with my older videos. It's just like kind of jumping. Talking about older videos, I realized that I was an asshole growing up. I was a huge asshole. How did I make friends? And now I'm having like this whole like crisis because I'm like, am I still an asshole? Did I have character development? Anyways, yeah, what was I talking about? Alright, so I talked about ADHD, and oh, I have so many stories that I'm working on that sometimes it's hard for me to focus, and giving myself more than one project also makes it hard for me to focus. I tried to like organize it so that each day I work on different things, but that didn't really work out so far. I feel like what works better for me is like working on everything a little bit a day. Yeah. So I think that what I'm going to instead schedule is just be like, all right, we work on NJ, then we work on TNR, then we work on 32 Orchard Street, and then we work on Miriam's story, then we work on the podcast, like stuff like that. I think that'll work better. I really think also, going back to 32 Orchard Street, I think I'm really just going to stop that story, and it's going to be different. Oh, here's another bit of information for if you're interested in doing the Patreon. I'm going to be turning 32 Orchard Street into a podcast, which I am actually really excited about. And if you want, you can come along with me on my journey on how I write everything and then how I make it turn into a being. So if you're interested in me turning 32 Orchard Street into a podcast, or just turning anything into a podcast, like a fictional podcast, let me know. I'm really into the fictional podcast now. I'll drop some recommendations for some really dope podcasts in the description below, because if you haven't given it a try and you're like an avid reader, I totally recommend you giving them a try. It's actually so good and so interesting. I'm actually listening to one now that I think I'm gonna play one episode because it's like super creepy. Let me find it. I started listening to the Adventure Zone, which is different for me because I am not into D&D, but it's actually really funny. I actually listened to it to go to bed last night because I really like the guys' voices. I don't know why, but their voices are kind of calming. So I listened to it to go to, I would listen to it to go to bed last night, and I slept pretty well. But the Sheridan tapes is what I want you to get big, but you won't. I'll put it in the description box below. It's super creepy. The Sheridan tapes and the Magnus archives are pretty similar, because it's someone going over like creepy stories. So it's like Magnus Archives is like an institute that reads over people's creepy stories and then investigates to see if like what kind of creepiness is it. Does it have me back or whatever? And then it just really takes you. It's so good. And then the Sheridan tapes, I'm not that far in, but the Magnus Archives, like I'm on their last season. They're finishing up this season, and it's so good. I feel like I'm kind of waiting for it to be done so that I can just binge it all. Because I don't like waiting. I'm not a waiter. I don't like waiting for things. I like binging. Which, yeah. Now it's just been like instant gratification. Like I need the instant gratification instead of like the waiting. I don't know if that's just a me thing, but like when shit comes on Netflix and you get all of the 10 or whatever seasons, you get to just watch the whole 10 out of 10. Love that shit. Yeah. Yeah, so in the Sheridan tapes, I think that what they might be doing throughout the story is following one character and her story with creepy people. What are you doing? And the woman, they described her as like the female Stephen King, and she like finds like creepy places to go to in order for her to write her books, and everything about it is really cool. I like it a lot. But I recommend those, and if you want to see me make one of these amazing podcasts, please do the thingy with the Patreon thing. And the thingy, I mean give me money, you know, the monthly subscription. Yeah. Alright, let's get back into the writing vlog, shall we? I know we got really distracted by life, but let's get into it. Let's get back into writing, because the labels are done and I'm going to purchase them in just a bit. But first, let me write. Alright. I also do not have a title for NJ. NJ is a title that I wrote when I first started writing this book, and it went from Anika's journey to NJ, and then NJ part 2, NJ draft 1, draft 2, draft this, and now it's just NJ. And then I tried out a title, Waking in Vengeance. And then I tried out The Goddess, Anika, but I don't think that's gonna work. And I only used that because I was listening to The Goddess in the Machine, and I really liked calling a character a goddess, so I added it. But I really don't know like what my title is gonna be, and hopefully it'll come to me very soon, because I would love to have a title and just be like, hey, agents, this is my book. It's called Soo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and it's about blah-da-da-blue-doo-doo. That would be so nice. Yeah, let's get into writing. I am working on the scene with Dante. this is from my sister's brand, SHEAOMI. It'll be dropping soon, and when it does, I'm going to link it in the description below. I get free samples because I'm the sister. This one that she gave me, it's good for your face, but I also, SHEAOMI products is good for a lot of things, so I also needed it for my hands because my hands were crusty and dry. So I don't remember all of the oils in it, but I know that there was some mix that I saw and I was like, oh my god, this would be so good. I need it for my skincare routine. And so this is a facial moisturizer with shea butter and definitely tea tree, and I think there's like argan oil in here too. I could actually be wrong. I'll ask her and then I'll put it in the description below. But it's really good. I've been using it on my skin to help clear up my dark marks, and it's actually been working. Yeah. SHEAOMI. The homie. SHEAOMI. My lips are crusty. I feel like the issue with having noise cancellation headphones is that I'm like, is that in here or somewhere else? And then I keep looking back and literally nothing's going on. I would think it was creepy if I lived alone, but I live in a busy house with busy people and everyone's always doing something. So if it's not a human, it's a cat, it's a this, it's a that, it's the wind knocking something over. So it's not scary, but it could be. Tell the people. Maybe. Alright. SHEAOMI. Once it drops, I'll put it in my descriptions. It's great. I'll also put her Instagram, so if you want to support a black-owned business, she should be dropping before March ends, hopefully. Hopefully me too, because, you know, I don't really understand how my brain works. Sometimes I just be doing things and I'm just like, why did you do that? It's just, yo, I was like, I feel like I said this before, that I was looking at my old YouTube videos. I mean, I did realize that I was an a-hole, but then I was also just like a me, you know? It was me. It was me. I was still me. Like some of the other parts, I feel like I've kept the good parts, you know? Even though I'm still having a little bit of like an existential crisis. I don't know if that's the exact term for it, but I'm kind of just like, am I still that a-hole? I'll talk to my therapist about it, about my thoughts and feelings, because that's not why we're here. But like, I turned 15 and I made a whole song about how I felt about turning 15, and I have been doing that in my head ever since. So the song goes like this: when you turn 15, you're gonna feel like this. When you turn 15, you gon' feel like this. And then the chorus goes like, I repeat it. I don't know what that means. I repeat it. And I sang it for like 2 minutes straight, and that's totally me. Every single age I sing a song, but I don't make videos about it anymore. I mean, I feel like that's also like far too embarrassing. Trust me, all the content that you can possibly find about me being a weirdo in my youth has now been deleted. It's been scrubbed. Well, as scrubby as you can get in the internet. But like, bro, I feel like I had a lot of ray of sunshine moments. I don't remember what my 25 song was. But I remember 22 was like 22, 22, 22. It's something like that. Something that I could say 22 really fast, and because I thought it was funny. But I think I'm a ray in sunshine. That's all that matters. Back to work. I'm totally procrastinating. Why am I procrastinating? Because I have an entire scene that I need to read through and cut a lot out of in order for it to fit in. I wanted to make a scene where one of my characters is actually doing his freaking job with all of his subordinates. And cat here. And it works, but because I changed so much, I still have to change. I don't know. You know what? Let's take a moment and talk about this. Alright, so he's in a room kind of preparing everybody for today's festivities. I think I just have to cut out the scene with 2 of his friends and just make it all about this. Yeah, okay. Okay, I can see how I can see my vision.
Is about to legalize. Here's the latest. Joe Biden. Here's the latest from Democrats in Congress. Heaven forbid we pass something that's going to help
news.
the damn workers in the United States of America. Heaven forbid we tilt the balance that has been going in the wrong direction for 50 years. We talk about pensions, you complain. We talk about the minimum wage increase, you complain. We talk about giving them the right to organize, you complain. But if we're passing a tax cut here, you can all get in line to vote yes for it. Now stop talking about Dr. Seuss and start working with us on behalf of the American workers. I yield back the balance of my time. Here's the latest from Democrats in Mexico.
I like him.
Here's the latest from Democrats in Congress.
Tim Ryan.
Mexico is about to legalize marijuana. It's not completely finished yet, but it's a done deal. They're going to pass it. Mexico is about...
I just got dizzy, so I actually think I'm gonna lay in bed for a bit. It was one of those dizzies that kind of like slapped you around. I feel like I have enough content for today. I really don't think that I'm going to be doing much. I usually have like a good like 2 hours where I work consistently, and then when I try and like make fetch happen, it doesn't always like work out. So because I feel this dizzy, I think laying down is I'm gonna sit here for a minute because thank you guys so much for watching. A new video will be coming out soon. I'm gonna edit this video in bed, and that's gonna be the last amount of work. Oh, and I'm gonna set up my Patreon. So you remember all of those reasons before as to why you should like do my Patreon. You should subscribe, you should give me money. Please still do the same thing. I'm less anxious about it now. But seriously, I need like another kind of source of income so that I can figure out how I can make ends meet. So much more content's going to come out. I don't feel like a lot of people know this, but I do work on a lot of like side things like all the time, and I would love to share them with you. So please do the thing, okay? I don't know why I'm doing this way, but it's down below, right? I'm like such a YouTuber. Check everything down below. My Patreon is going to be there. All of the things that I've talked about, and I talked about a lot of things in this video, it's all going to be down there. Okay? Okay? Candle business will not drop soon, but hopefully when I make my next business, I will at least have a link that if you're interested, that you can pre-order, okay? I had to double check. That's definitely next week. Okay, wait. Pay for... Oh. Ooh, Janae, you have a list of things to do. Where did that come from? Yes, so hopefully by the 25th when I post my next video, there will be more content for you to enjoy. There should also be a blog post on my blog today on the 15th, so check the link in the description. The wind is just like, if you don't shut up. I post on the 5th, 15th, and 25th. If you subscribe to my Patreon, if you follow my Patreon, if you, people say subscribe, right? Then you will get content a day early. How cool would that be? Oh my god, I have so many promises. follow. Oh, and if you get like the highest Patreon thing, you're gonna get a candle every month. Now, how dope is that? How dope is that? A candle, as well as all of the other contents. A candle too. Yeah, it'll be like $15 a month. You'll also get a free candle. So all the content that you'll be getting, so like that is me like figuring out how to start a fiction podcast. That's information on my work in progresses and how I process all that stuff. Different types of videos, maybe even some bloopers. I'm not gonna promise because I really don't have a lot of bloopers. I kind of leave in all of my crazy and regular videos, but I can promise that I will make more videos, like recipes of things that I'm making, margarita recipes, because I make bomb ones. This quarantine has left me to just working really hard on my margarita recipe, so pretty good at that, I think. Okay, I'm pretty good at making margaritas, so there will be recipes. There will also be recipes for so many other cocktails. If you do not like to drink alcohol, I also have recipes to that. I've been cooking and baristaing. I do a lot of drink making, and I would like to share all of that with you if you donate to my Patreon or subscribe. I don't know what the term is, and that's what is holding me back from low-key. It's just, what's the term? I'm new to it. But if you do, subscribe, add, follow, donate to the Patreon. There's a lot of things that I will have just waiting for you. Alright? Okay? Did you have a promise? A pinky promise? Yeah. Oh, and I feel like I should also make a video on like Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I did not do it at all for WandaVision. Even though when I like do Falcon and Winter Soldier, I am going to be getting the vaccine. So we'll see.